Well, good evening, all. And yes, I brought Ivy here. She's going to be now 4 months old pretty soon. Wow, it's hard to believe it, all right? And she wanted to say hello. Yeah, give everybody a hello. She's a rag doll. Saying hello to everybody. Smartest cat I've ever had, and I've had a lot of cats. Still have 2 others that are really sweet, but she's unusual, to say the least. And that's what I was looking for in the breed. So what am I looking for in the markets now that we're talking? Well, this is a good time to not look for anything. This is the time where you keep your hands pretty much in your pockets in the financial arena. You even got to be careful in the grains to a degree, as you've got the Pro Tour going on, you got you got the Crop Scouts out there, you got all these different tours going on, and we're getting more and more feedback on the grains every single day. It'll end this week, and then we'll be able to sit back and say, okay, from what we're seeing, this is what we think we're going to have. This is now, we can put our pencils down nationwide. This is the average. How big's the crop, or how small's the crop going to come in at? I was surprised to see cotton give up as much as it did today, and it did some damage to the chart, losing the embedded reading, the bullish reading. Not surprised to see you're not even getting a bounce of any size in any of the stock indices. You had a rally today where you got back to the 100 level in Brent. Is it a one-day affair or not? Don't know. The market there has got a problem in that economy after economy. China, great example, shrinking away. U.S. slowing down. Europe shrinking away. Okay, that's got to hurt demand consumption to a degree for the energy market. There's a certain elasticity, not a tremendous amount, but a certain amount to that, and you pay attention to it. So what the Saudis said is, we think your futures market's rigged, and the prices aren't really reflective of what's going on. And if you keep this up, being the regulators, remember, you've got the ICE exchange, you got us. If you keep this up, we'll just cut production. Okay, that's a warning shot for you. In the metal markets, what do you do with this? You got a headwind. You got the Friday morning meeting from the speech from Fed Chair Powell. And on Thursday, the first interviews all begin. We'll get the opening speech coming in. And then one after the other, we'll hear from Fed people, central bankers. You're going to hear a lot. You got to strap in. You don't want to be distracted. You got to have your TV sets. I'll have multiple ones going, and away I go. I want to hear it. In fact, I'll have recordings going so I can go back and see what somebody said. It's really important stuff. So as we take a look right now, let's come over here to gold. You're still dropping away for the week. You're pretty flat. You're down half of 0.05%. It's a joke, you haven't gone very far. I think you can see that. Let's take a step here. In the gold on the bar chart, you can see that you got a little bit of a bounce. The pattern is one where you got, let me come back here with the swing line. I went too fast. Lower highs, lower lows, and you had a vertical price drop. Now, what do I mean by vertical? It means you get a succession where each of the days make a lower low and none of them make a higher high. And finally, you'll reach a point where you get a bounce in the market like you did right here today, and that's the end of that vertical drop scenario. That doesn't mean you're not going lower, but you've ended that particular scenario. It carried the market from all the way up here down, and if we go to the Bollinger Bands, you didn't quite get to the upper bands. You did it much earlier, but you certainly got down to the lower Bollinger Band in the past 72 hours or so, and that is where the market found some footing. Momentum-wise, it's oversold. So I think the pros took money off the table. I think they said, big break going in, not certain what we're going to get out of all this that happens in Jackson Hole. Let's take some money. That's what I think went on. The gold-silver ratio still is working against silver. It's climbing into old resistance, but the higher this goes, silver is losing to the gold market. And as you can see, like the gold, silver also fell in the past a little more than 72 hours to the Bollinger Band, and that's where it's trying to find some footing. I don't know what it's going to be able to do there. I can see reasons not to be short, no reasons to be long. In the copper, you're caught in the narrowness of the Bollinger Band. So you've got to think of sideways action that you're churning like this. Now, the bullish story for this market, it's very bullish, is that China's cornered. They have no choice but to pull out the property market out of the malaise that they're in. Started, if you remember, a year ago with the Evergreen and some of the others that were having big troubles, and it has worked domestically right into everything. You can't have people stopping to pay mortgages. You can't have people saying, no, the government has hurt us. They've broken the value of the homes that we bought. We don't even live in them. We're paying a mortgage, and they're falling dramatically in price. So what the government has to do is it has to get these homes finished, get these people happier, and you do it by throwing what? Helicopter money out to the builders. And that's what they're doing. So they're just giving them $29 billion to get projects done. They're lowering mortgage rates. There'll be more. They can't allow it to fall apart. Well, in the end of the day, if you're building a building, a complex, whatever these builders are doing, there's infrastructure, existing roads have to be upgraded if they're in place already. The electrical grid's got to be improved. Electricity's got to be run. Well, there's one type of wiring that does all that. What is it? Copper. We then look at the platinum market. A little different. What's going to happen with auto sales? Where are they going? Platinum and palladium are big problems. They both fall into the lower Bollinger Band. Will they get a bounce here? Hard to tell. I'm a little surprised that we don't hear more that the chips that the auto manufacturers needed are back in good supply. I'm just not hearing about that very much. If any of you know about that, put it out on Facebook so I can read that. In the dollar index, big reversal day to the downside. Now, you've had a series of days on a breakout where you closed over the Bollinger Band in the top quadrant, higher highs each day. It tells me the break in this market should be fairly shallow. You should not get under this low before you continue on your journey, wherever the heck it's going to go. I keep hearing analyst upon analyst on Bloomberg saying how bearish the dollar's going to get and how bullish other currencies are going to get. Why? I listen to their arguments and I walk away. Why? Just because of the interest rate differential that will probably end ours as they have to go a little higher on theirs, but their economies are facing the headwind of energy. That energy headwind is going to get worse, not better, through the whole winter. Real bad. I don't know that I'm buying into that scenario. So I put it together. I try to come up with game plans, and I think I have a way to do it for you. So one of the ways that I like to do it with you are my combo offerings at the end of the, actually the beginning of the day. 5:30 in the morning, I record a futures video. It's only for the subscribers. You don't see it for free. I am specific as can be. Buy here, sell there, do this. I offer trades in both the futures, that's why it's called combo, and then 2 hours later in the Spider ETF stocks. And yes, I cover a lot of stocks. And I'm very specific. And I cover the market. I'm not a day trader, so if that's what you're looking for, I'm not that guy. I am a swing trader, in futures especially. You know why? The leverage of 90% makes the market that. 50% leverage in stocks to 100% where you're paying up for the stock. That's what a lot of people do, including me. Okay, I don't have to worry about the leverage. You're in it a bit longer. I hope that makes sense to you because I swear to you, it's part of how this whole thing works. You have to understand leverage and how it impacts it. But I look at weekly charts and daily charts, and I'm trying to set you up in ideas long-term and shorter term. And no, I'm not one of these people that's out there. I'm a chartist. I understand the philosophical trader that is saying, these are great companies that are getting beaten down. They won't stay down forever. There is a number where you should pick up some of these companies. I understand that. I'm not arguing that. It's not what I do. I'm reading today's action for tomorrow. Today's action for next week. That's what I'm trying to accomplish. So if you'd like to learn more, all you need to do is follow my finger here. Go to the top up here, give it a click on the icon that comes up. It'll take you right to the combo offering. I'm Ira Epstein. You have a good day.